it's been open actually. Nope. It's this one, right? This one.
It was today, this one.
28 this one.
So, good afternoon. I was not supposed to start now, but since we had the video, we thought it was a good idea to put the video so everybody could wake up after the break. So basically, this is a short view on BuyVip, but let me start with traveling in time for a second. Summer 2005, I was discussing with one of the internet gurus in Spain, Rodolfo Carpentier, probably one of the two gurus in Spain, with Antonio González Barros, founder of Grupo Intercom, which by the way is here. And he told me, I saw a fantastic business model. It's called private sales. I'm not going to talk too much because you had another presentation today about the concept of private sales. But there were three things which really shocked me. I'm talking about 2005. In France, there were 40 companies doing this business. And you have negative working capital. So you sell products, mainly apparel, which you don't have. So you book the products. You don't need money. Customers give you the money. That obviously really drove my attention immediately. Working capital, negative working capital. Two, you are selling these products highly discounted, 50, 60% off, and you are still making a very nice margin, much higher than everything else in internet, in e-commerce. Tell me more. Three, you don't have to invest in marketing. I said, what? So how people come to your site? It grows virally. So people start inviting people, they get discounts if they invite new people so they can buy the clothes for free. And that way, you grow without spending marketing. Well, I did a test. I called 10 friends, and I said, would you buy clothes, the brands you like, 50, 60% off? Since 10 out of 10 said, of course, we launched BuyVip. So what did we achieve in the 3 years, full years of operation, which were 07, 09, 08, and 09? Well, we achieved to move from 3 employees to 200 employees in the payroll plus 100 employees freelance, so from 3 to 300. Actually, at the beginning, we had 3 employees with 43 investors. It was a friends and family pool, so it was very funny, as you can imagine. From 3 to 300 people. We moved from €500,000 to about 80 million gross revenues this year, which was a nice growth. One of the main problems we had was to cope with the growth in the last years. And we grew from 1 country to 7 countries, which is something unique of BuyVip. And I will come back in a second. In terms of members of our community, we moved from my mother, my family in Argentina, which by the way they couldn't buy because we were not shipping overseas, to 5 million people, which we have today by the end of this year. So here you have some numbers of that summer. I said, okay, let's make it. We're building the biggest private sales player out of France that summer. I'm not going to extend about, because you already saw the video. So this private sales, you are invited to the community, and then we send emails every day with new campaigns, which are only lasting a few days. So people really rush to get the products because we are selling stocks. And the brands, you saw what kind of brands we are selling. But let me make a confession. Things were not as Rodolfo told me. I tell you, this is a secret. Please, close the door. 1, negative working capital. Yeah, but to have brands, not a stockist, brands, to sell you with a high discount their stocks, you need to be big in Europe. You need purchasing power. That's not that easy to get. It's good if you get 5 million people, but when we started, that was very, very difficult. 2, great margins. Then you have the volume again. So you really, again, you need to be big. To have nice margins, nice discounts is very difficult. And then viral. It didn't work. So for many months, we saw that our community was still the same size. It was not growing. And we realized that we needed money to do what people did in France with many years of being alone. We had to do in very few months because a lot of competitors were coming up in Europe. So we needed resources to acquire that community, have purchasing power, and then nice margins, nice discounts, and be able to book, not to purchase the stocks from a regular outlet. So it was not that easy, but that was the secret to have barriers of entry. And at the end, out of the, 200 companies doing this now in Europe, you only see 2 or 3 which are really big for the brands. Here you have the evolution of the company, and I like this chart because this is a moment to say thank you to the VCs who believed in us, to Molins Capital and Grupo Intercon, which invested at the beginning of the company, then 3i, an European Founders Fund, and later on, Bertelsmann through the Digital Media Investment Branch, and Kenneth Capital Partners here in UK. So that was the only way to build the community to 5 million people, and from 1 country in Spain to 7 countries. And this is what is unique from our company. We think that this is a continental play, continental game. So from the day 1, we focus on being in different countries in Europe. This is extremely important because you see the advantage. First, if you have an international company like Adidas, you can not only sell in 1 country, you sell the volume of different countries. And it's a huge advertising campaign because what you saw at the beginning is the way we like to advertise a campaign. It's a really big event for a brand. 2, think about a Spanish brand like Agatha Ruiz de la Prada. They want to get exposure and sell and be known in other countries. So we are helping brands in 1 country where we have offices to be known and to sell and even to test their own brand in other countries. And many brands have been pushing new countries thanks to this. Now think about the customer. Yeah, I can buy the international brands everybody knows, but also I can buy new brands coming up, or I can find what is hot in other countries. They appreciate this a lot. And now think about the financial community. We have seen that in France, the market leader will only grow 40% this year because it's mainly 1 country. We are taking a mid-long-term approach where we have many countries which can develop through time. So the difference between being in just 1 country and many is that the potential of growth is much bigger, as you see here. But we are very tough with ourselves. We have very strict parents, and they just wanted us the best. So the principle we apply in the company is the GEA approach. So you only can be number 1 or number 2 in BuyVip. And that's what we are doing with our countries. We were already mentioned this morning by somebody else. You saw. In total, we have 5 million people across Europe. And by the way, we are having some surprises. We just launched Netherlands and Poland, and they are growing nicely. We did that through commercial agreements. In the case of Poland, it's growing at a rate of 100,000 people per month, which didn't happen in the past. So that's very promising. Here's some figures. This is quite old. It's from August. It's too old. Don't look at them. Don't look at them. They're old. This already changed. These were the Nielsen figures, around 4 million unique visitors by the end of August. This is about 5 million people now, and with the launch of Netherlands and Poland, ratings like Alexa are giving us ratings of 1,200 ranking worldwide through the launch of the new countries. So this goes very, very fast. This is our presence in media. That was very difficult to find such a big mouse, as you can see. But the cat was much bigger. I just want to finish my 6-minute time with one hint, which I learned in the last 3 years. The business model is fantastic, but it was there for everybody. If I had to say one thing, besides the financial help I already mentioned, which was very, very key for this company to be here today, was the people. When you have a good idea, which was not even ours, everything is about execution. And that's where we put most of our efforts in the last, I would say, 12 to 18 months, hiring the best people who can really bring this to the next level. And it has been very, very difficult, I must say. It's difficult if you do that in your country, even if you know people and you have contacts, but now go to 7 countries. It becomes really, really difficult. We have seen many competitors not performing out of the core market. And that's probably the explanation why this is growing in the case of BuyVip, because of the people. We really did and we do our best to have the right people, not only in Spain, but in Italy, in Germany, in Poland, Netherlands, everywhere. So it's really about the people that we are able to achieve, well, our mission, which is a lot of work, by the way. Thank you.